Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present the top stories in the news tonight. Government's continued blame of the PF for the country's economic mess worries Citizens First Party. ZESCO Limited explores alternative energy sources as KARIBA Dam levels dwindle. An economist predicts KWACHA stability by June 2024. In international news, inmates register to vote in South Africa's upcoming elections. And in sports news, Zambia's Strongman Federation means 41 medals in 2023.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Darren Bay. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Camnet Television Main News in detail. ZESCO Limited says the country is currently sitting at 8 billion cubic meters of water in the KARIBA Dam compared to 16 billion cubic meters recorded last year. Speaking at a press briefing Friday, ZESCO Managing Director Engineer Victor Mapani says water allocation in Lake KARIBA is dependent on rainfall forecast and actual rains received. Engineer Mapani says ZESCO is putting up mitigation measures to diversify the energy mix, such as the use of solar and wind energy, engaging of customers on using the limited available energy. ZESCO has also revealed that it has managed to clear and settle 32% of its debt to the 5 independent power producers. Engineer Mapani further adds that Chama Lundazi project is 95% completed, with the 2 districts now connected to the national grid.
On the KARIBA this year, we have been hit quite badly. Last year, the allocation of water on the KARIBA basin, or rather KARIBA complex and the Zambia basin, was 16 billion cubic meters. 16 billion cubic meters for the Zambian side and 16 billion cubic meters for the Zimbabwean side. So the water quantum was shared equally, so 32 billion in total for the year 2022 into 2023. And then coming now this year, the indicative numbers so far, the Zambia River Authority, who are the managers of the water resource on the KARIBA complex and the Zambezi basin, the allocations given to date are 8 billion cubic meters for the Zambian side and 8 billion cubic meters for the Zimbabwean side. Now, clearly, that shows that we only have half the amount of water allocated so far. We definitely are looking forward to see what will happen between now and April, and hopefully that water allocation can be adjusted, and we hope it can only be adjusted upward. If that does not happen, we'll definitely have issues of power generation on the KARIBA, at the KARIBA complex. So 2024, we are sitting at 8 billion cubic meters of water, which means that we are at half the energy available from.
Residents of Nalwei in the Mongu district of Western Province are appealing to government to construct a mortuary and a kitchen block at the rural health center. In an interview with Camnet News in Nalwei, Induna Kawendendumba is appealing for a mortuary, saying they find it difficult to keep bodies of their loved ones awaiting burial as the facility has no mortuary. Details in this report.
Located in Narikwanda constituency, 105 kilometers from Mongu town, is Nalwei area, which has a population of more than 3,342 households, but has a health center that lacks a mortuary facility. Some residents here are therefore appealing to the government to construct a mortuary block and a kitchen at the mother shelter.
Kwa maternity aluna kwanu maternity akutate hila hayo hande wana la shwile aboba ukile bakutolu tusatu kwateni baba mama hayo sisi mukisale kwa lene basive ile kono kubonala kafe asona basituweze mane misumo yemo mukele ibola hateni chere kwa nane ukupa kuli bamuso nilikupa bamuso kuli balutuse kwateni kwa sipanga odisa kwezi za tapucha inelela fela mane lwakoloba kona kuyiluziele ile luli kulipula inela nebi kupanga za kucha kwa pala chole kialukupa mubuso waluna kuli ulubone kateni fataba ya spanga balulu kusete spanga kuli lulukulu eluli kula lutisaba imabaluna utofumana matatelo ande ni mwakuina ande.
And Auxilian Linyanga, an adolescent, has this to say.
Wana muno mimboli yetu bisemi byetu kubasa kutwasela bye bitu nase kuli kwasesa ngechituna kuli mwena yetu abenya kuyaya haja mukwako kuyana kushatukisa bimota kulandesa nambe kulitondela baje banalume hachimo basa kutukwasako mulinge mu byuma bimo bije bana hono abisemi byetu hachimo ngatunatuma matosa kuyabene ha market hajo kangongo tama truck driver ngutulinga batu kwaseko tukawane bitu kalya kunsenge twakandelela kwa kutunehera free education kono buyoyo wachili wakubinsenge kutosina kubuwana winu.
In an interview with Camnet News in Nalwei area, Induna Kawendendumba says they find it difficult to keep bodies of their loved ones for the rural health center has no mortuary.
Ende iniku bantu inima OGs abibiba na pange ulu kalubutuli nabo muno Nalwei chuma chilina kutushupa chiku makubandike na kubakuluntu tulina kuyandewa especially me kuli kutsa muno Nalwei katwesi na kamochali ndaba ya malaiti alina kutushupa kuifutiwa wako tumulina kuzangula kwaka kwa malaiti but kuno Nalwei kulima skola kulima chechi kulima kliniki kulibya bingi biliko batenu bakwetu munina kutuseza munina kutwaka mu blacklist kabuno tukwase nuko mutwakeleko malaiti na mukabwasi kakeka yando kakama katulinako.
For Camnet News, Musia Wakabila in Mongu district, Western Province.
Alliance for Community Action, SCA, has urged the opposition in the country to be bold and tell the Zambians what they will do if voted into office, as opposed to finger-pointing. Alliance Executive Director Laura Miti notes that the opposition is scared to tell the people what they will do for them because the current president did so and is having difficulties to deliver. Meanwhile, opposition movement for multi-party democracy, MMD, has advised the immediate former ruling Patriotic Front to desist from commenting on the economic hardships facing the country, as they are solidly responsible for the mess. MMD spokesperson Brendel Philip points out that remarks made by former President Edgar Lungu during a joint press briefing on Wednesday do not suit the profile of a statesman who should serve as a reservoir of wisdom and knowledge for his successor and upcoming young politicians. Here's a report.
Alliance for Community Action has urged the opposition in the country to be bold and tell the Zambians what they'll do for them when they come into office, as opposed to finger-pointing at their colleagues for what they have not managed to deliver. Alliance Executive Director Laura Miti notes that the opposition are scared to tell the Zambian people what they'll do for them because the current president did so and is having difficulties to deliver.
When you try to listen in depth and get their insights on what exactly it is that they feel they would do in order to change the biggest question on our tables, which is the economy. I think they tend to come out with a blank, and that is exactly what happened to President Lungu when the question was asked to him. What would you do differently? What would you have done if you were still in office? And he absolutely could not answer. You know, he went off on a tangent, he came out as emotional, he said, don't ask me this question. Now, that was very surprising because you'd expect that that is the one question anybody who is seeking leadership in this country or who is a leader or is interested in the economy would be able to answer.
Ms. Miti further says this has rendered the opposition in the country to remain weak because they are not telling the people the alternatives.
The lack of concrete message on that side of things is kind of worrying. The opposition is very scared to make promises because of how they've used President Hichilema's promises against him. You see, so President Hichilema made all kinds of promises, you know, many of which he has found it very difficult to fulfill. The opposition is now completely quiet on what they'll do, but that's not how it works. You cannot be an opposition leader and not say what your alternative is. So they should stop being scared of what has happened to President Hichilema, because it is the role of an opposition leader to say, this is how I think I would run the country. If you cannot say concretely how you would run the country, then there's this big vacuum, and that's exactly where we're sitting right now.
Meanwhile, Opposition Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, MMD, has advised the immediate former ruling Patriotic Front to desist from commenting on the economic hardships facing the country, as they are solely responsible for the mess. MMD Chief Spokesperson Brenda Philip points out that remarks made by former President Edgar Lungu during a joint press briefing on Wednesday do not suit the profile of a statesman who should serve as a reservoir of wisdom and knowledge for his successor and the upcoming politicians.
Mr. Edgar Lungu should be considered to be an elder statesman who should serve as a reservoir of wisdom for his predecessor and upcoming politicians. So, you know, we would love to urge our colleagues, the Patriotic Front, to try by all means to stay away from any public discourse involving the debt crisis, as they have no longer standing to give us a lecture on how best we can turn this economy around, considering the fact that they are the ones who created this mess. What they are looking for is a quick fix solution to a problem that took so many years to create, and there's no quick fix solution.
Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
The Citizens First is disturbed by government's continued blame of the Patriotic Front, PF, for the country's economic mess instead of resolving it. CF National Chairperson Faith Muntali says it is largely accepted that PF messed the economy, but continued reference to the same would not change the status quo. Speaking in an interview, Ms. Muntali has also urged government to stop belittling the recently launched party alliance, but focus on delivering on its promises to the Zambian people. Government has described the coming together of 8 political parties led by former President Edgar Lungu as an axis of evil, as it largely consists of people who messed up the country's economy. More in the following report.
The Citizen First CF party has urged government to abandon the continued blame of the former ruling Patriotic Front for the country's economic turmoil. CF National Chair-led Faith Muntali contends that PF's damage on the country's economy is a well-known fact. Ms. Muntali, however, says the continued reference to the past is not helping the country economically.
Dragging them in every issue will not bring a solution, will not bring food to the table. So let them do their work the way they were, like the way they were promising. Let them deliver their promises. Mentioning PF in everything will not reduce the price of a mealie meal. Mentioning PF in everything will not bring drugs to the hospitals. Let them fulfill their promises, because when they were making promises, they were not attaching the mess that the PF has brought in this country.
Speaking in an interview with Camnet News, Ms. Muntali has also expressed disappointment on government's taunt of the newly formed alliance.
Look at the prices of basic needs in the country. Those are the things that they should focus on. If they work on these things, it's them now to render the alliance useless. But for as long as things are in a mess, the alliance will be there to offer checks and balances and to see who can lead and give a proper leadership to this country.
For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Opposition Material PF Member of Parliament Miles Sampa has asked the High Court to stay proceedings pending determination of his appeal against the court's decision to dismiss preliminary issues he had raised that PF Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda has no basis to bring the matter of the October 24, 2023 convention to court. This is in a matter in which Mr. Nakachinda, Brian Mundubile, Mutotwe Kafaya and Grayford Monde sued Miles Sampa in the Lusaka High Court over the October 24, 2023 convention. Sampa, who appealed to the Court of Appeals, submitted that the High Court erred in fact and law when it failed to pronounce itself on the issue of locus standi in relation to Nakachinda. In an affidavit in support of ex parte summons for an order to stay proceedings pending determination of appeal by the Court of Appeal, Sampa indicates that his appeal has high prospects of success and believes if the stay is not granted in the matter's proceedings, any ruling or order in his favor given by the Court of Appeal shall be rendered an academic exercise. With the cholera cases continuing ravaging many communities in Zambia, several stakeholders have joined hands in a bid to end the disease. The Zambia Congress of Trade Unions ZCTU has distributed chlorine to Kanyama, one of the most densely populated areas of Lusaka, which has been recording a high number of cases ever since the pandemic broke out. Congress President Blake Mulala says his organization decided to get into the communities and distribute the chlorine and sensitize the community members as a way of contributing to the fight. Details in the following report.
These are foot soldiers from the Zambia Congress of Trade Unions who have joined in the fight against cholera by distributing chlorine in one of the most affected townships. Kanyama has been one of the townships recording the highest number of cases, hence the need for such interventions. ZCTU says they have decided to take a different approach in the fight by being actively involved in donating and distribution of chlorine, as opposed to just making donations in boardrooms. Speaking when a team from ZCTU paid a ZESCO at Kanyama First Level Hospital, Hospital Superintendent Wilson Mbebe says Kanyama has seen a reduction in cholera cases.
And the team through Dr. Mkandawire is ready to support you so that we can take you to the right places so that we can continue to make a difference within our community.
And ZCTU President says the Congress is concerned with a high number of cholera cases being recorded in the country. He says it is for this reason that the Congress has decided to join the fight.
Citizens must change their mindsets. The hours of throwing litters around us, the hours living in a dirty environment, I think this must change, and it must start with the local authority from the wards. The ward councillors must take an active role where they educate the community to see how they can live in a clean environment. We have laws which are already existing in our country. We cannot turn our cities into a dumping site. This can only be done when there is a mindset on our people. And if we come together as a nation, there is no challenge which can defeat a determined people and a united people. It's not a time to politics, and this is a message to our political colleagues in the political arena. It's time where they must come together, work for the good of the nation.
As of Friday, 2nd February 2024, 616 people have died due to cholera nationwide, with 16,772 cases recorded since October last year. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Economist Yusuf Doudia has predicted that the kwacha will stabilize and gain strength by June 2024, with the dollar fetching for 15 kwacha. In an interview, Mr. Doudia says the kwacha has deteriorated badly and will continue to see an increase in the price of various commodities. He says in order to resuscitate the kwacha, there is need to have enough foreign currency in the country. He says government must revise the policy around commercialization of the energy sector as it directly affects the economy.
The kwacha with time has continued to depreciate against the dollar, from selling at 21 kwacha in 2021 to now selling at 27 kwacha as of 2nd February 2024. The current state of the kwacha has led to the price increment of various commodities on the market. But economist Yusuf Dodia predicts that the Zambian kwacha will stabilize by June 2024, with the dollar selling around 15 kwacha.
Is we should see the kwacha gaining strength by June this year, to the extent where we should see a kwacha which is around, or rather a dollar which is around 15 kwacha by June this year. And this will be as a consequence of all the foreign currency which is coming in on a daily basis in response to this tracking framework introduced by the Ministry of Finance. So that will bring stability to the monetary system in Zambia.
Mr. Dodia says the country needs foreign currency in order to stabilize the economy. He has also urged the government to revisit the energy policy in the country so that it does not directly affect the economy.
So clearly, in order to resuscitate our kwacha, we need to see a situation where there's enough foreign currency in the economy for the kwacha to appreciate. And to achieve this, government introduced the export proceeds tracking framework, which was announced in October 2023 by the Secretary to the Treasury and has been implemented as of 1st of January 2024. Now, this framework demands that all exporters bring their export earnings into Zambian banks based in Zambia. To this extent, the window that is given to exporters in order to fulfill this commitment is 90 days. So clearly, end of January marks 30 days, end of March will mark 90 days. So at the very latest, we expect to see around $30 million coming in every day as at the end of March.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
This is Camnet Television Main News. We'll take a break. Join us for more news after the break.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Darren Bay. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha, from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. Poor culture of management of public properties in the country is worrying government. Government says the attitude is of great concern and needs to be changed through working together with various professionals across board. Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Charles Milupi, through his Permanent Secretary Professor Albert Malama, is however optimistic that with the establishment of the Zambia Institute of Valuation Surveyors under the Act of Parliament No. 9 of 2023, the country is going to see quality standard and well-managed properties. He notes that responding to the demands of current trends, government is working with experts to enact a law that will help bring sanity in property valuation, maintenance and management. The minister said this at the induction of the first council of the Zambia Institute of Valuation Surveyors, which has been established under the replacement of the Valuation Surveyors Act of 1976. And the inducted president of the institute, Christopher Mulenga, says the newly enacted institute will see improved valuation sector.
I need to say something here on property maintenance. I think you are all aware that as a nation we are very bad at property maintenance. And we are looking up to you to guide not just government but also I think the citizenry about adopting a new culture for property maintenance. We tend to build and then you leave things to deteriorate. I have to mention here that one of the key issues that we hope to deal with this year as a ministry is property management and property maintenance, starting with the government buildings. We are looking at coming up with a comprehensive package to deal with the maintenance of government buildings. I think you're all aware how bad many of our government buildings are. So that's one of the things that we are looking at. But I think beyond that, if we stimulate the maintenance subsector, so to speak, we're going to stimulate the economy because the process.
Of course, we'll collaborate with other stakeholders so that we build that understanding of the role that we as valuation surveyors, a profession comprising of valuers, property managers, facilities managers, land administrators, and other property advisory services play to the social economic transformation for improved livelihoods of Zambians, and also offer as an excellent potential for wealth and job creation for our youths. And this resonates well with the government's plans and strategies for poverty alleviation.
A 42-year-old man of Central Province in 6 Miles area, Peter Malama, has died out of injuries after being attacked by criminal gangs popularly known as junkies in Lusaka's Mutendere East. Zambia police spokesperson Ray Hamonga has disclosed the incident to Camnet TV News.
Police station through Kalikiliki Police Post received a distressing report on the 1st of February 2024 around 0020 hours from Mr. Charles Mwila, 843, residing at 6 Miles, who informed the police that he, along with a taxi driver, Mr. Peter Malama, 842, and 3 other family members fell victim to a vicious attack by non-criminals. The incident took place on the 31st of January 2024 around 23:40 hours in Kalikiri compound. According to the preliminary investigation, on the mentioned date and time, Mr. Mwila and his family members hired a grey Toyota Allion with registration number BAA 6242 from Kalingalinga. The purpose of the trip was a family meeting in Kalikiliki compound. As they approached Kalikiliki market, their vehicle was obstructed by a young boy, and suddenly a group of criminals masked in black face masks emerged. Some brandished machetes while others pelted the vehicle with stones. The criminals overpowered the passengers, assaulting them with offensive weapons, and proceeded to rob them of their phones and valuables. The total value of the stolen items is yet to be determined. The victims, including the driver identified as Mr. Peter Malama, age 42, from Tendere East, were swiftly transported to Levi Mwanawasa Hospital. Regrettably, Mr. Malama succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead upon admission. The deceased is currently in the hospital mortuary, awaiting post-mortem examination and subsequent burial arrangements. The vehicle involved, fortunately, was not stolen and was brought to the police post by a good Samaritan. As of now, no arrests have been made and none of the stolen items have been recovered.
We'll take a break. Join us for international sports news after the break.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Darren Bay. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha, from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
And now in foreign news, thousands of convicted prisoners are expected to join more than 27 million South Africans at the voting booth when the country holds its much-anticipated elections later this year. This follows a successful drive by the country's Independent Electoral Commission, IEC, this week to register eligible inmates on the voters' roll, which has for the first time surpassed the 27 million registered voters mark. While the number of prisoners who have registered to vote is yet to be confirmed, the IEC is hoping that at least 100,000 prisoners will vote this year, up from a total of 15,000 inmates who voted in the 2019 elections. There are just over 157,000 inmates in South African correctional facilities. South African inmates were first allowed to vote after the 1999 landmark court case, which afforded them the right to take part in the democratic process. In many countries across the world, prisoners are not afforded the right to cast a vote. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
Thousands of convicted prisoners are expected to join more than 27 million South Africans at the voting booth when the country holds its much-anticipated elections later this year. This follows a successful drive by the country's Independent Electoral Commission this week to register eligible inmates on the voters' roll.
I've got a chance to do something of myself here in prison. Not to say I didn't have it outside, but here in prison it's much more better because we are focused now and you can see where we are going in life. So yeah, that's voting. I think it will help and it will make a big difference in our community.
The way our courts are operating, sometimes it does frustrate us. If you are writing an appeal, it takes so long to get back. They take so long to get back to you. But I think that's one thing that us as offenders we are worried about.
While the number of prisoners who have registered to vote is yet to be confirmed, the Commission is hoping that at least 100,000 prisoners will vote this year, up from a total of 15,000 inmates who voted in 2019 elections.
The whole country is a single constituency. Whether they are here at Sonarwater or they are in Johannesburg maximum prison or elsewhere in the country, they are within the constituency that is called South Africa.
There are just over 157,000 inmates in South African correctional facilities. In many countries across the world, prisoners are not afforded the right to cast a vote. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets with Kenyan Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi at the State Department Thursday to highlight the long-standing strategic partnership between the two countries.
Not only on the work that Kenya is doing to promote regional peace and security, the efforts that we're also making together to deepen and strengthen our economic relationship. All of these, I think, are very important and positive signs of the depth and breadth of the relationship. And I know we have a lot to cover today, but it's particularly good to have you here. So welcome.
In response, Musalia Mudavadi conveyed greetings from President Ruto and expressed gratitude for the opportunity to engage with Secretary Blinken.
Very early point in this conversation, extend our greetings from President Ruto. He is happy that you have accorded us this opportunity so that we can engage, and we look forward to consolidating our partnership on the various issues that have to be tackled. So we are happy to be here.
As the discussions unfold, the focus remains on addressing shared challenges and identifying opportunities for collaboration that will contribute to the mutual benefit of the United States and Kenya.
Early Friday morning, Kenyan firefighters were still hosing a warehouse after a vehicle loaded with gas exploded, igniting homes and businesses in Nairobi. The Assistant Inspector General of Police revised the death toll to at least 3 fatalities. Nearly 300 people were injured. The Assistant Inspector at the scene added,
"We have around 271 people who are admitted in various hospitals in Nairobi. with Mamaruzi having the bulk, 140 are there. The rest of the resident hostels have various numbers. 21 were treated on site and allowed to go back to their homes. We have 3 fatalities. That is at now.
The inferno started around 11:30 p.m. Thursday in the Nairobi neighborhood of Embakasi. A number of residents were likely inside their homes when the fire reached their houses. The local MP feared the death toll would rise.
There's still a search going on of whether there are bodies which have been burnt in various houses. And we are asking Kenyans to pray for us. This is a time when we are saddened by such an incident. It has never occurred before.
An explosion of a truck loaded with gas ignited the huge firewall, and flying gas cylinders set off the fire that burnt down the Oriental Go Down, a warehouse that deals with garments and textiles.
In our sports news tonight, Chipolopolo midfielder Kings Kangwa has joined Belgium top flight outfit KWACHA. Kangwa, who was on the books of Serbian outfit Red Star Belgrade, has joined on a 5-month loan spell with the option of a permanent deal afterwards. The Zambian midfielder will join the team next week. Kangwa will be the only Zambian player in the Belgium league, but follows in the footsteps of Fashion Sakala and Emmanuel Banda, who were on the books of KV Ostend recently. Other Zambians who have previously walked that path include Kalusha Bwalia, Charles Musonda, and Joe Walia. And still in sports news, Minister of Youth, Sports and Art Elvis Nkandu has urged the sports federation in the country to properly organize themselves to attract sponsorship from the corporate world. Mr. Nkandu says the corporate world is a key partner in the growth of sport in the country, and sport federations should be attractive to these entities. The minister was speaking Friday afternoon when he received 41 medals won by the Zambia Strongman in 2023, including 8 gold medals won in Livingston. Meanwhile, the Minister of Tourism has hailed the Zambia Strongman for putting the country on the map. Zambian Strongman Federation President Patterson Muzondiwa has thanked government for the overwhelming support together with other sponsors, which has made it possible for the organization to mint all the 41 medals.
In the north, very good turnout of athletes, and it was beautiful that we managed to take 8 golds from that competition, and that 6 silvers and 1 bronze. So the bulk of the medals stayed behind.
Supporting our own local people who go out there to market the destination. And why we say so is because this team here, if we're going to have the Strongman Zambia when they're wearing their regalia and then there's a Visit Zambia, we're selling the destination.
The medals and extend into the very fabric of our communities. May these medals serve as symbols of gratitude and inspiration for generations to come. That they are very, very attractive, so that they attract also investigates. Government can just go on a certain level, but I believe that the corporates, the private sector also complement our efforts in making sure that we develop sport in the country.
To end Camnet television news, the top stories once again. Government's continued blame of the Patriotic Front for the country's economic mess worries the Citizens First Party. ZESCO Limited explores alternative energy sources as KARIBA Dam water levels dwindle. An economist predicts KWACHA stability by June 2024. In international news, inmates register to vote in South Africa's upcoming elections. And in sports news, Zambia Strongman Federation mints 41 medals in 2023. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Jonah 2, verse 1-2. From inside the fish, Jonah prayed, "In my distress I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From the depths of the grave, I called for help and you listened to my cry. Thank you for watching Camnet Television News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.